first document is the witness statement of truth, and I'll just read what it says, but you will be able to see the document on view. On the 18th of February 1998, Mr. Grace's business current account was transferred to a personal current account. Now that is quite clear that the bank have admitted that my business account was transferred to my current account. The second document, which is shown on the screen, is what the barrister said in the court case that I took out against the Royal Bank of Scotland under the Data Protection Act. This says, C, which is me, the customer, the claimant, was at all times, material times, a customer of D. In the late 90s, prior to his retirement, he carried on a business as a sole trader under the trading style of Paul Auto Electrics. He held an interest paying a current account known as a Royalties Gold, with D's Ellesmere Port branch, the branch. D is the defendant, the Royal Bank of Scotland. It goes on to give the account number, the sort code number, and the personal account number. And it says, this account was opened on or around the 18th of February to coincide with the closure of a business account in the name of William B. Grace, trading as Port Auto Electrics, and it gives the account number of that. So those two documents show perfectly well that an agreement was made with the Royal Bank of Scotland to close one account and transfer it, and in fact it did take place on that date. I went in to see the bank manager. It wasn't the manager I expected to see. He had been moved on and a new manager was in place. I cannot remember his name, but I can picture him very vividly. And he informed me that my accounts, both of them, my personal account, both of them, I emphasise here, because I thought I only had one, a personal account. And I queried it, because he told me both of them had gone in overdrawn, and he wanted my business account overdraft cleared. This was impossible. I hadn't got any money, I hadn't worked for 13, 14 months, and he was demanding now that my business overdraft stood at £1,200 and he wanted it cleared. So he said the best thing I can do is to deposit £1,200 in your business account to clear it, and you will pay it back through your personal account. I then blew my top and nearly had another heart attack in the bank, because I said to him, my business account is closed, it was agreed. And his words were, I'm in charge now, I do not have to abide by the previous manager's decisions. That's what you were offered, take it or leave it. It's the only thing I could do, but business friend, acquaintance. He brought two of the cheques back in his hand and said, the bank have returned these, dishonoured, they passed one, but returned the two, and I've had to pay the charges, etc. So in truth I had to pay him the value of the cheques plus his bank charges. This totaled well over, the charges well over £100 plus the value of the cheques, which was £125. I then made another appointment to see the bank manager and asked why these cheques had been dishonoured. He gave me no explanation and just said, hard luck. I said, I want the charges refunded. He said, you're not having them refunded. You've got to pay them. They were debited to my business account. But again, they couldn't have been because my business account was closed. So where were these cheques passed through? Where were the charges applied to? And where were the charges that they now say were scrubbed from? I have asked these questions of the bank over and over and over again. They failed to answer them. They will not answer them. They say in statements that it's not necessary, I can produce them to my MP, that they refuse to discuss past transactions on any of my accounts. Why? Because if they do, I will discover where these cheques went to, where the charges are. And that is false accounting. It is fraud. It has caused me damage. And all the time, the bank are denying everything and anything. So I asked the bank again, and specifically Mr. Hemsley, on this video, will you produce the account to where these checks and charges were applied to, which you have admitted were applied, and will you produce the record of where these scrubbed charges were, what account were they scrubbed from? That is what I want to know the answer to, Mr. Hemsley. Where are they?